I got Jeff Gertsmann, Giant Bomb, here to talk about E3.
Whoa.
Jeff,
Where'd you come from?
Hey, hi.
He's
How
my
are you?
I'm
Good to see
doing
you.
well.
So you
I
were
like
at
that
E3.
t-shirt.
Yes, I have. Yes, I was
You
at
have
E3.
returned yesterday.
I made it back. Drove up from LA.
Is it overwhelming? It looks like it's overwhelming.
You know, it's always it's a little different every year. You know, it's a very loud show.
Right.
But you know, it's changed a lot from like running around to seeing stuff on the show floor to just like regimented appointments. So it's like, okay, I got to be here in 10 minutes and see this, and then go here and see this.
And
go
the
here
big
see
companies do press conferences even before the game show itself gets underway.
Exactly. Yeah.
So Microsoft, I watched the Xbox.
Yeah.
What did you think?
I think they've got some interesting tactical moves they're making. There are clearly some people that haven't moved on from the 360. So when they do stuff like, hey, we're, you know, going to let you play 360 games on the Xbox One.
Why didn't they do that before?
You know, apparently it was really hard. Actually, so, you know,
It took a while to figure out.
Yeah, to hear them tell it, they've been working
People
on
are
this
really
stuff
stoked
for
about that,
kind of a long time. Yeah, I think it's something that, you
They're
know.
like going to have 100 titles out of the gate and then another 100 next
Well,
year.
that's the other thing.
Yeah.
It's not all of the titles.
No. So publishers will have to opt in and say, yes, I want my old game to be playable on the new stuff, which leaves a lot of room for people to just keep selling remakes and reboots and then never let their old games be playable.
So will I be able to take my green Xbox 360 box, take the disc out and put it in my new Xbox One?
Yes, if you have digital versions of the games, you can just download them right away. But if you have them on disc, you can stick them in, and then it will have to download some kind of wrapper or download the content and rather than read it off the disc. And yes, it is emulating a 360. In software, which
Does
is
it do well? Did you see it?
So yeah, I messed around with it a little bit. Actually, I did it and then ran it through to my Windows 10 machine on top of that.
That's nice. Streaming
so,
from the Xbox One to Windows 10.
Yeah, so like the number of layers of like, okay, it's an Xbox 360 game running on Xbox One, streaming across my network to my Windows 10 machine where I'm playing it there, and yeah, that stuff seems to work. Yeah, it's, I mean, you know, it's video streaming, so there's always going to be a little latency on that end of it, but in terms of the games that they have in the program right now, which is like a dozen, you know, something like that, it works pretty well. Geometry Wars runs well, and that's the only one that matters anyway, so they're done.
It's kind of ironic because now you could, you know, Gears of War is coming to the Xbox One. A lot of the games that people might have said, oh, I need my 360 for. I have a feeling it's one of those things that people, it's a check mark, but nobody's going to end up doing.
That's always been the conventional wisdom about backwards compatibility, is it's the sort of thing that parents care about when they're going to buy a new system, because they're like, I bought all these games and now they're garbage, and you know, the people that really care about games don't really matter.
Small Arms.
What's that game?
I think you're a robot.
It's like,
That's a safe bet for most games,
what's this
really.
game called? Small Arms.
It's about raptors.
They'll figure it out.
It's very hard when you have small arms.
Up here. It's a lot of bending down and doing this sort of stuff.
PlayStation. Oh, did we cover? Oh, they're gonna have a new Elite controller. I like that.
Yeah, got my hands on that. 150 bucks. So people have been aftermarket modding Xbox controllers for some time now to put some of this stuff in. Players that play like Call of Duty at a high level, they don't want to ever take their right thumb off of the look stick to hit buttons.
Right.
So they
I hate it when
have
that happens.
flippers. I know. Yeah. So they put the flippers on the back, so you have 4 buttons back there. It's not for everyone.
It's for high-end elite gaming.
But it felt nice.
PS4. Anything there?
It does look like a
Doesn't that look nice? I can't wait to get that.
It's like upholstery.
Yeah. And there's a lot of switches and gizmos and stuff.
Really.
It's all assignable too, so you can
you
reassign.
can assign buttons at will and do all sorts of stuff. They'll have an app that lets you do that. On the Sony side, you know, they've been kind of beating the hearts and minds drum all along, and they're sticking to that course. So they had their building the list hashtag where they wanted people to say like, hey, what are games you want us to go out and make possible? And so this was one of the times where they kind of said like, hey, the game you've been requesting the most, you lunatics that want a new Shenmue game, like, hey, we're helping make that happen. They didn't say it quite as cleanly up on stage, but the long and short of it is, yeah, they're kind of making that happen.
It's amazing when you watch these videos, the glitz that goes into these press conferences now. It's not some guy at a podium in front of a curtain. I mean, these stages are beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Sony has the big wraparound screen.
For Forza, they lowered a car.
Yeah.
It's a spectacle now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think, you know, it got to a point where, like, that stuff was airing on Spike TV, and everyone went like, oh, I guess I should probably get on a treadmill, and we should probably clean it up a little bit if we're going to be on television, right?
Morgan and Adam, didn't Morgan and Adam actually broadcast from E3?
They reunited for the first time sometime, but they did it for Bethesda, who had a press conference. So they were doing like pre and post show for them. Bethesda announced Fallout 4, which looks pretty cool.
Cannot wait. Are you going to get the Pip-Boy
no,
accessory?
I was thinking I would just go like even more apocalyptic than that and just duct tape my phone to my arm.
Safety first.
Yeah.
I want Cuphead, though.
Cuphead looks fantastic. It's hard. It's very hard.
Can you show some video of this? You will like this, Sarah Lane. It's
Okay.
like you're in the middle of an old 30s kind of Cab Calloway
Yeah.
video. It's or Mickey
Is that
Mouse.
something I would like?
Because you're old.
Oh, right.
I don't know
yeah.
why. I just look.
The
I saw
Roaring
this.
Third? No, that was
I
the
saw this. See if you can find some
30s.
Cuphead
Yeah,
video.
Cuphead's just beautiful, but so it's mostly boss fights. That's how they're getting away
Oh,
with
no.
like.
Oh, that's disappointing.
That's how they're getting away
not
with like
Cuphead.
that. No, I'm pretty
Don't
sure.
make
I'm pretty
fun
sure
of
that
that
lady is.
poor poopery woman.
Pretty sure that lady's Cuphead.
Okay. Here we go.
Yeah.
We had to-
Surprise! That's Cuphead.
look at this. It's kind of
no,
old-timey.
No, this is something that you would like, Leo.
Maybe 'cause
when you
I'm
said
old.
that I would like it, you meant that you
I
would
would
like it. Yeah.
Who's winning, PS4 or Xbox One?
PS4 is the sales lead right now, and
but it doesn't seem like anybody has an exclusives game lead anymore.
no, it's not. Well, if you look at Sony's output, like they're really nailing the third-party end of things.
Yeah.
But like Japan isn't making games the way it used to, and some of
right.
that stuff got a little weird. Whereas Microsoft is kind of spinning up its game machine, and
Studios
Halo
doing well.
will be out this fall
New
and all
Halo.
that sort of
Microsoft,
stuff. So
though, until this year, spent a couple of years really like selling the Xbox as a media center, and I think
Yeah.
that backfired.
Totally. I
Because
mean, they
gamers went to the
yeah.
the PS4.
We want to
that
play
was
games.
that
We
was
don't
always
care.
it's a gaming machine.
They
can do
had to
other
roll their
things.
whole strategy and a lot of the people
strange.
behind it, and
It's a
then
weird
get
thing,
it
though.
together. So they've been spending the last couple of years kind of
Yeah.
undoing the mess
Right.
of their message
It's
and
like,
getting back to games.
We've made it too versatile.
So like all Sony had to
Pull
do was
back.
kind of stand back and go like, we're a game machine for people who like to play video games, and then
Yeah.
people were like, yeah. Whereas
That's
Xbox
me.
One was like, you could hook a TV up to it and hook it, run
Look at
HDMI
photos.
in and look at, and people were like, there are a zillion devices that do that. I don't need a game machine that does that.
Where's
So-
Nintendo in all this? Are they out of the race?
I mean, they're running their own race. The Wii U is coming into its own. Like Super Mario Maker is kind of the thing for me. It's literally a Mario construction kit. You are making your own Super Mario Brothers 1 levels.
That's pretty cool.
And just being able to use the
pretty
touchscreen for that, and sharing the levels around online. There's some really inventive stuff that they're showing for that already, and I'm really looking forward to that. They're not, it's not the most powerful machine on the market. They're not in the hardware race the same way. They don't get third-party games the same way the other guys go for, but, Nintendo still makes quality products. And
If you like
sometimes
Mario, you like Zelda, if you want to play that classic Nintendo experience,
they still have that.
that's where you play
They still
it.
have that.
Yeah. Best games of...
The thing that stuck out for me is a game called Just Cause 3 that Square's putting out. Just Cause 2, someone made a mod for it that lets 1,000 people come together and play it. Just Cause 3 isn't going to have that out of the gate until some modders get their hands on it. But it is just explosion central. It is this open world, ridiculous, wingsuits, parachutes,
Whoa.
kind of just physics-based destruction all over the place. So you are
looks
blowing
good.
up
It looks
buildings
fun.
and watching them crumble the way you want them to crumble, and
It's a stress reliever.
it totally. Like you have a tether you can use to attach objects to each other and
Oh,
then constrict the tether so you're
I feel like-
making helicopters crash
feel
into
zen.
cars, and yeah, it's a very relaxing experience.
I mean, isn't it that it's effective?
I'm excited.
Very much
I hadn't
so.
seen
You know?
this.
Very much
let's
so.
blow up the freeway.
I was
Yeah.
looking forward to Fallout 4, though. That looks like that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
as well.
it does look really
I like
outstanding.
open worlds because they can wander around.
And Fallout 3 was, those games are always a little clunky around the edges, right? But like, no one is doing it quite like that. So to see them finally get out there and announce Fallout 4 after developing it since like 2009 or
Right,
whatever,
right.
it was great to finally see some of it. So
Jeff
that'll be out this
Gertsmann,
year.
Great to see you.
Yeah, good to see you.
Giantbomb.com.
Yes.
And anything you want to plug, you can. Here's your chance.
We have like 25 hours of video up on the site from our coverage from E3.
Nice.
A lot of us talking to, a lot of different people that worked on games. WWE superstar Xavier Woods comes on at one point. Just a cavalcade of stars. So check some of that stuff out. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you, Jeff. Great to
Thanks,
see you.
Jeff.
Yeah, great to see you.
Giant Bomb.
See ya.
All right, Sarah Lane.
And now he just disappears.
It's a magic. It's just kind of whoosh.
This is great.